Disclaimer: this video is made for an adult audience. Space, the final frontier. What's the upside, my dear adult fans of LEGO and LEGO Star Wars? Solbrick in the house, and I'm standing here on my modified Razor Crest from the Disney Plus TV show The Mandalorian. When I first saw the images of this fine ship on the interwebs, I thought to myself it would be fun to modify it. Back then I had only seen the first season, and now I'm on like episode 4 or something of the second season, or episode 12, I don't know how they count that. So this is pretty much based on what I've seen on the show, my own ideas of how to modify it, and also looking at a cross-section image from some sort of a book or something that I found online on the Reddit. We're going to start off by looking at the exterior changes. I removed that little part that was poking up here because you can still easily remove the canopy. I put in some burned pieces here just to make it look like they had some sort of an engine failure or something. And I put in a dark gray slope there instead, just to keep on working on just ways to make this look more beaten up. And you know, they've done some temporary fixes just like in the show. Put on these red lamps, also kind of like more in the style of the actual ship. And for the escape pod here, I put in a window, and that's a bit of a fake design because you can't really fit a fig. I used this little plate here with tile with a hole in it, and I put that in upside down and just put it there, so that kind of like aligned with that hole you have here. That looks rather nice, I think. Place that back here. And if we have a look at the front section here, well, I put in those kind of tiles here just to flatten that out a bit on the cannons, and some red headlights here. I think that's also more accurate to the show. And not much going on this side. I moved the skids a little bit further back. They should be somewhere out here and be able to fold in, but they got in the way for opening these side walls. And on the top, I didn't really work a lot with flattening this out. I like the stud pieces here, but I put in these cheese slopes here. The Razor Crest is an old gunship that is owned by the Mandalorian. He's a bounty hunter named Din Djarin, and he mainly uses this vessel to transport goods and his bounties, but also he kind of lives in it. I think it's a bit homeless, like a hobo, a space hobo, and the Razor Crest is basically just like an old RV or, you know, camper van. And it's a pre-Empire ship, so it's kind of hard to track for the New Republic, which is good, but it's also like super old. If we take a look here in the cockpit, pit actually means cock in Swedish, that's kind of funny. We have our the Yoda baby, as Werner Herzog calls him. And we have some blue milk in the very important red coffee mug. Here's the hologram, so he can have his space teams meetings. I put in some more details here just on the side. And actually, if we remove the Mandalorian, and here's Cara Dune in the back, we can see that I put in an extra chair there. You can't actually fit 2 figs here, not a normal size anyways, because of the way that this is shaped. You're gonna get these pieces in the way. And if we remove this part of the cockpit, I just put this part here to act as a door for him. I know a lot of people remove a lot of stuff here, but I wanted to keep that because he's supposed to have a door there. And these clips here, or hinges or whatever, can be there as walls. And back here, according to the cross-section image, there's supposed to be a little storage room here. Of course, this is another scale, but that's where you keep Boba Fett's armor. And that's just on that kind of piece that I removed from the top of the cockpit. Now this is super secured in there. On the front side here, we have the bedroom. I haven't really done a lot of work in there. I put in that little bin here for some storage, a little console piece here, and that's just mostly acting like a placeholder for the coming little piece where you can put your baby Yoda in. So he doesn't really fit in there, but that's where he's going to be sleeping. We have the weapons locker behind here, and if you wonder who that is, that's your mom. Now I couldn't really fit like a large weapons locker here, so it's more like a symbol for it, where you can place some guns. And in the back compartment area, not much has been going on here. We still have those carbon freezed guys, bounties, and I think I put in this piece here just to hold those better in place because they keep falling out otherwise. And yeah, that's supposed to be like the holder for the eggs for the frog lady slash I guess this is a snack. These are snacks for Baby Yoda. Moving around to the other side, we can open this hatch here, and that's where you have your head, as it's called in ships. It's the toilet, the loo. And this is where you're gonna drop your wee-wee to make your pee-pee. And you have that space toilet there. It's like a vacuum that sucks your wee-wee and your poo-poo out. And you have a water holder here and some gauges and that kind of stuff. And of course, your little tap there. So I think that looks rather, and I put in some stickers behind here. If we open this is the official way where he goes out on the side, I guess. So that's the real door there. You can open this side as well, and I put some stuff just hanging here on the side. You can add more if you would like. And I have this like custom little protocol droid, the black one, that I did, I don't know, probably 20 years ago or something. I just painted it and printed that torso on some paper and glued it on. That's acting as a placeholder for the droid that's going to be there. It's coming in a Star Wars set next year, so I'm going to probably switch that out then. And I don't know if you can see it, but I put in a net there as well, and that's to hold cargo, and that's also from that cross-section sketch. I think I've seen it in the show. And back here I put in that classic kind of ladder piece as well, so that's just some cool detail there, I think. Trying to keep as much space as possible open here in the middle, because I do have a blurg that I want to fit in here. So I'm going to show you my custom blurg. Now, what's a blurg? It's actually some sort of beast of burden, lizard-like. It's not a smart one. It's more like a, you know, our kind of horses or camels. Its home world is the fourth moon of Endor and some other planets. You could see it the first time probably in one of those Ewok movies, Caravan of Courage, I think. It's been on Rebels, and I think it's been on the Clone Wars, but also lately in the Mandalorian TV show. And I just love these kind of beasts of burdens, like the Dewbacks and the Banthas and the whatnots from the Star Wars nonsense. So this is actually a kind of tricky build, and I wanted it to fit in the cargo space of the Razor Crest. So that was kind of limited, this design, and I wanted Mandalorian to be able to ride on it. So that's why we have that saddle over here. So we can go like that. Boom, 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 boom. So that's super cute. Doesn't look silly at all. And if we stand Amanda over there. All right, so I have that little printed piece there. And it was kind of tricky to fit this actually. If we move this around a bit, it's clearly kind of narrow in between here. There's not really much space to move this, so this is more of a display piece. It's super fragile, just like my male ego. But if we remove the saddle, we can see that I used some weird ass pieces here just to try to make the saddle fit as far as I could and have as little of gaps as possible. All right, so the saddle, it goes on that little piece, and you can see that this is built that way and this is built this way. So there's a lot of snot techniques going on here, and of course that's built on that side. So it's clearly a bit funky how everything holds together here. And this is upside down, and you can remove that whole segment, and there are some snot pieces underneath there. And the legs here, I wanted to have this shape, so this is a bit of a necessity, is to keep these two parts together, or segments, because they're placed like so. So that goes like that. This is like the normal build, and then of course this goes on that snot piece. So it's super complicated, and if we remove that piece here, you can see that this is also like all over the place. You have that piece going on there, so this goes from the side. Yeah, I don't know if I'm able to put this together, but I'm going to try my best. So these are all the pieces. If you want to create this yourself, just you know, post a video here and and have a look. Good luck.
Oh my god, I hate myself. So is this supposed to go like this, or no, it's upside down? Okay, so I gotta put that there, and the tail was here. Oh, okay, so that's on a snott piece as well, and that goes there. Oj, 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 helvete, fan blev det så här?
Alright, that was a bit tricky to put together again, but I managed to do it, so that's super cool. And turn it around. Let's place it in the Razor Crest. Moment of truth. Can we fit our little blurg here? Blurg, 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 blurg. Oh, it fits. It fits indeed. And you can use those slope feet just to attach it. There. Okay, close that off. And the tail, it goes in there as well. You can fit the walls here. I hope that you enjoyed these modifications and that I've inspired you to take that bold leap and go where no man has gone before and modify even your expensive sets and make them your own. Don't be scared of that. You can always put your pieces back together again. That's the beauty of Lego. With that said, make sure to stay out of nonsense, stay awesome, and please watch more videos.
Look at their shell.
Ja, precis. Säg en gång till. Jag prövar en gång till.